First of all, can we? Okay, let's shift gears. Cause like, do you guys want to get married?
Married?
I want to answer the role model question.
You want to answer the what?
The role model question.
it's
Yeah.
I
forgot about that.
Okay.
It better be
We
a
never
nigga.
got our turn on it.
We're proud of you guys.
J. Cole.
No,
That's the meaning.
Hold on.
J. Cole, bro.
Oh, wait, grab his. You're not saying nothing. That's the meaning.
That we're proud.
That's the meaning.
I
Saying-
didn't mean it in a demeaning way.
I
I
feel
just
you,
thought
but
it
it's
was.
like-
I
Who's
just
your
thought
role
it was.
model, man? Tell us who's
I
your
just
role
thought it was
model.
cool that you wanted to answer.
role model?
Because I want to know
Nah,
who's your
see,
role model.
and I just wanted to tie it all together based off what they were saying because, you know, when you originally asked the question, I was going to go in like the joking manner and be like, you know, Allen Iverson and Bow Wow and Lil Romeo, but
Yeah.
like hearing them speak, you know, I'd be doing a disservice to like my mother to not say that she was my role model. And then, you know, with even the question you talked about selfishness and everything, and it's like seeing even like if I'm 23 by at her age she already had me. I was already
Right.
1 year old. She
Right.
came from another country. She came from Cape Verde, you know, and I couldn't even imagine just like transplanting myself and everything I built right now to go to a different country and just start over
Not easy.
and then try to like learn on the fly. Like you're not criticizing, but you talked about how like, you know, people are selfish nowadays, but you should be selfish at this age. You spoke on, you know, not having children until you pursued certain, you know, aspirations that you had, and you should, because my mom and my aunts are learning on the fly while raising a child. So imagine you don't
Right.
even process, you know, the traumas that you went through. You don't even have a full understanding of who you are, but you're still trying to grow another human being. So I implore not to knock anybody who's having kids or whatever the age they have, but I know I'm gonna be selfish because once I have a kid, I understand there's no more room to be selfish
That's
at that
right.
point. So I might as well get it out my system now before I have a kid and I sacrifice everything for them at that point. You know, because I
To
know
that
what it
point
takes.
too, right? I feel like when you said that question, it was interesting to me because I feel like men have always had the privilege to be selfish.
That's a
You feel
fact.
me? I feel like as the generations went on, women have become more independent, and you're calling that selfish. I was like, why do you feel that way? You feel me?
Well, the first thing I'm saying is like I'm not judging anyone to say like if you're selfish that's bad. I did not say that. I just said as generations go down, you get more about the individual. If that's a fact or if that's a thing.
But that's how
You
it
know what
should
I
have
mean?
been.
Yeah, but
it should have been like that
Is
from
it true
the
or is
jump.
that false? Or are
But
we
do you
more
think
about
it's
the individual?
because we have a higher understanding of like mental health and everything, and having to like learn about ourselves and learning from, you know, like my parents are just as much the blueprint of what to do and what not to do at the same time. So maybe that's because of those reasons why we're becoming more self-centered, because we need to understand those things about ourselves before we can take on that responsibility.
My thing is that's fine. I'm just saying, is it happening or is it not happening? Are we more self-centered than we were 3 generations ago?
True,
It's-
but,
Yes.
but there's
true
a
or
reason
false?
for it. There's a
Ultimately,
valid
yes.
reason.
And that's what we're talking about.
Not necessarily.
You said you don't think so?
I think it just depends. It's like on an individual to individual basis for all of this stuff. You feel me that we're talking about? I feel like for some of the stuff that you're talking about, as far as like people being like selfish, like you also have to think about like the circumstances that like created that like selfishness in them. You feel me? It was like cultivated in them as being like focus on yourself and make sure that you do what you have to do and move forward in that way. And I think like we're very like driven, like again, like I think like social media plays like a huge role in like where people want to see themselves, because they have a lot more to like, they see themselves a lot more, kind of like in contrast to what you were describing before, whereas like we see ourselves a lot more and we like can aspire for different things because we see it. How on the other side though, there's a lot of stuff that people might aspire for that is like very like toxic for them to be able to like pursue, and then it ends up with them like making decisions that lead to them like being like considered like selfish, but really like they're doing everything for people's approval, they're doing everything for the people around them and nothing for themselves. So it's not really like selfish. If anything, it's like the most selfless thing they could do, and it's like harming them at the same time.